Get the Angel Reese special at McDonald's now. Let's break it down. My favorite barbecue sauce, American cheese, crispy bacon, pickles, onions, and a sesame seed bun, of course. And don't forget the fries and a drink. Sound good? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
At participating restaurants for a limited time.
Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. And in today's episode, I wanted to overall talk on treating your friends with respect. Because, I recently watched some videos involving the YouTuber Just a Robot. And that's one thing that I picked up on is that he doesn't treat his friends with respect. Like, he's expecting them to do something for him. Like, pretty much he looks at the friendship like a contract. You know, it's like they sign this contract, they do this job, and then he pays them. And it's like, fam, that's not how a friendship works. Yeah, I know me and my friends, we've joked around with stuff like that. Like, I remember there was, it was an old friend of mine's where I sent them like some fake contract and things, but it was like a best friend contract. But I was joking around. I'm like, it's things like that where I'm like, I'm not serious about it. You know, it's just, it's things where I don't know. Like, with me, it's just, I don't expect my friends to do stuff for me. I mean, if they do, or if that's how they view the friendship, it's something where I'm like, I'm not going to be mad at them, you know? So yeah, if they do things for me, cool, you know, but I'm not forcing them to do stuff for me, or I'm not going to let it be a situation where they, I guess if they don't meet not so much as meet the requirements, but more so if they don't meet the standards of the friendship, I gotta cut them off and things. Or if they do something, if they do something to upset me, then it's something where I'm like, I'm going to check them on whatever it is. But it usually takes a lot to upset me and things, you know. That's one thing about it, is that I just don't let any old body be my friend, you know. So it's something where I guess, like, if I were to give any advice to Just a Robot about friendships, it's like, okay, do you see this friendship lasting a lifetime? Like, do you see yourself inviting this person to your wedding, or, you know, to a birthday, or let's say it's your, you know, like a baby shower or something, you know? It's like, or yeah, it could be your kid's birthday or whatever, but it's like, do you overall see this person being involved in your personal life? Because if you just only want them as a content creating friend, I'm like, fam, eventually that barrier is going to be broken to where you're like, this is an actual legitimate friend of yours. And if you don't want it to go that distance, then it's like, fam, you shouldn't even engage in a conversation that was friendly with this person. But it just sounds like that with him. It doesn't go down like that. It's always, you know, like, oh, because I just remember when back that night in December in 2016, he was trying to do that crap with me where he wanted me to, I guess, do things for him, and then he would help me out in the process. And I'm like, I don't need no help from you. I don't remember exactly what I said, but I do remember saying those pretty much like along those lines, like where I don't want nothing from you. I don't need your help. I don't need your advice. I don't need absolutely nothing from you. So yeah, overall he got mad about that. I've told that story before, but that's the thing, though. It's like friendships don't work like that. You know, no form of a relationship works like that, where it's like, because my thing is this, do you think, that makes me wonder, like, how did he come across if he so-called claim he has a girlfriend? I would like to know the backstory about how he met his girlfriend, because I'm like, fam, I just feel like it's gonna be one of those things where he said something that most guys, I guess, wouldn't say to a girl, and it's like, fam, the fact that she agreed to be your girlfriend, I'm like, that's something where I'm like, she must have either, I don't know, never experienced it, because I feel like, yeah, that relationship, it's gonna end in just a straight up, like, just dumpster truck fire, bro. Like, it's going to, I feel like it's gonna be one of those things where that girl, it honestly wouldn't surprise me if, let's say they broke up, and then sometime down the road, she ends up exposing him on some crap. So if Just a Robot is hearing this, I would highly recommend that you treat your girlfriend. I guess, like, you know, after this whole situation with that Cinebear crap, I highly recommend you treat your girlfriend with some respect, because, yeah, it's one of those things where I don't trust the ending of that relationship, more so ending on, like, oh, we both are on good terms and stuff. I just don't see that with I don't think there's never been a time where something him and another person, it ended on good terms. And so I just don't think that's in his mindset for something to end in good terms. I feel like it'll be on some stuff where it's like, let's say she broke up with him and then got into a relationship. And let's say it was like sometime down the road. Like, let's say they broke up like in the beginning of the year. She gets into a relationship at the end of the year. I guarantee and I promise you he will make disrespectful comments towards her. I am willing to bet my actual money, Grand Theft Auto money. I'm trying to think of another video game where I got money in it and stuff. But my Forza, all my Forza Horizon credits and things, I'm willing to bet cold, hard, real, and virtual cash that Just a Robot, he would straight up disrespect her if they were to break up and things. So yeah, that's why I was like, I did say that in the video. I'm like, I think she may want to reconsider that relationship. I mean, look at how his friendships. My thing is this: if his friendships ended the way that it did, then imagine how it'll be with the relationship and stuff. Hold on for a second. I gotta take my watch off. It's a little bit on the distracting side. We got get notifications. I ain't trying to have it where my wrist keeps vibrating. Now I'm trying to lock in on this episode. But anyways. But yeah, enough with Just a Robot. I didn't want this episode to be just strictly about him. But overall, though, I did want to use his situations as an example, because there was the one YouTuber that did a video talking about him. What is that person's name? I had just reacted to them yesterday too. Hold on for a second. Let me see. Well, no, wait a minute. I actually no, because I think I had just uploaded. Was it the recent videos or was it? No, I don't think it was the recent. No, it wasn't the recent videos. Hold on for a second. I gotta go and look this person's name. Oh no, Harley TBS. No, anyways, no, I remember his name now. I didn't even need to look his name up. But anyways, but yeah, so Just a Robot was, I assume, friends with this YouTuber. At least I think the Harley TBS YouTuber looked at Just a Robot as a friend. But anyways, so Harley TBS had criticized, I think it was a thumbnail or a video that Just a Robot had uploaded. And I think he started off like, oh, you know, I'm saying this to you as a friend or something like that. And Just a Robot shut all that down. He was all like, we were never friends, and went on to some like rambling rant. And I'm thinking to myself, that's messed up. Like, that really is messed up. And I just find it crazy how he tried to push that off on and myself and probably so many other different content creators, his criticism. But as soon as somebody criticizes him, then it's an issue, then it's a problem, and you're willing to end whole friendships behind it and stuff. And I'm like, man, that it's just stuff like that where I'm like, I don't get that. But it's things like that where I'm like, I've seen it myself, you know, growing up, where people have, you know, disrespected me, and I feel like that I have done that to people where I'm not gonna, well, no, I ain't gonna like try to sugarcoat it or anything. I'm gonna just flat out say it that I know I've had my fair share of disrespecting friendships, and I had to say the one where I felt like that I didn't hang out. Well, no, I knew I didn't hang out with this person enough. And they never really called me out on it, but overall, I knew that was the reason. It was something where I'm like, you don't even have to call me out. I know why the friendship had almost ended. But yeah, overall, I do remember there was a time where a friend had reached out to me and they said, I think it's best if we ain't friends no more. And I'm like, dang, you know, it's like, I felt bad because I'm like, you know, I realized you know, what it was on me. You know, it was my fault. And I did apologize. And then sometime after that, we did end up becoming cool with each other again. And I'm like, man, you know, there was something not too long ago where I had to let this friend know. I'm like, you know, you greatly appreciate it and things. Because, yeah, it's things like that where I'm like, nah, man, I can't. I don't know. Like with me, it's just I can't disrespect my friends, whether it's content creating friends that I knew like growing up, friends at my, you know, like people I used to work with, like regardless of the situation, you know, it's like I don't even disrespect friends of a friend. So I'm like, I look at it as all like, you know, if there's a friend of mine's where they introduce me, like they have like a group of friends or whatever, and that was the situation actually not too long ago. That same friend, no, I had went to a birthday party and things. And there were people there that I didn't even know, but I'm all like, hey, I'm gonna look at it like this. I'm like, I know you guys I'm gonna act like I know you guys from somewhere, but I'm overall, you know, meaning I'm gonna show you guys with respect. I'm not gonna make no disrespectful comments. If anything, I'm here to make you guys laugh, make a friendship out of y'all, go on about my business. Never gonna ask you guys for anything. It's just gonna be more so one of those friendships where it's like, if I see you out in public, you best believe I'm gonna say hi to you, you know, but it's like, I'm not gonna ask you for, that's one thing that about it where it's all like, and I have to say, I don't know, I guess like more so like using money as an example and things, but I mean like just more so with any things. I'm like, I don't ask my friends for nothing. It's like I don't ask them for favors. I don't ask them like as far as like, like even yeah, with content creating. And I feel like that would be like probably if there was anything I guess that I could ask my friends for is to support me with my content creating career. And I'm like, I don't even ask my friends to do that. I mean, if they do, they do. And I would say that I would rather want that than rather want them to just go out their way to support my content creating career than for me to ask them to support my content creating career. Because yeah, again, I don't be asking for favors like that. It's like I usually keep to myself, and then yeah, it's like it's just one of those things where I'm all like, I'll try, I guess, to involve myself in some situations with my friends, but most of the times they usually get me involved. They know that I'm a 24/7 working person. I'm just constantly got my mind on content creating and things. So but yeah, friends want to hang out, cool. Friends want to play the game, cool. I'm trying to think what else. Friends be asking me advice for content creating stuff. I'm like, cool. I don't mind any of that and things. And then just even that's just friends that I like know growing up. Now, when it comes down to content creating friends, it really ain't no different. It's like I show them the same amount of respect as I show. There's people that I would have to say I consider them much more closer than people that like that I met through content creating than people that I met like IRL and stuff. So but it really, at the end of the day, it ain't no different. It's like I still treat my content creating friends with respect. I don't ask them for any favors or anything. It's just something that I can't bring myself to do, and yeah, so it's just one of those things where I'm like, I got respect for the friendship. It's like whether it's like a kind of like a small friendship or somebody where I'm all like, yeah, I'll invite you to things. I'll invite you to a wedding. I'll invite you to, because yeah, there's friends I have to say that I met through content creating where it's like, yeah, y'all is good people. I'm gonna say that much about you and things. And it's something where I'm like, if you guys, and that's the thing about it, where it's like, I don't think my friends, I guess like more so I don't put them in situations where they do have to criticize me. But if they were to criticize me, I wouldn't look at it as disrespect, because the thing is this, I feel like that the difference between a friend criticizing you and then a random person criticizing you is that a friend is going to be respectful. So I guess like, to just throw in an example. So yeah, let's say, all right. So you know what, like, no, I remember, there was one, old friend of mine that I went to school with. But anyways, I remember that, she got into content creating. So she knew that I was, cause I was in, when I was in high school, I wouldn't say I was calling myself a content creator, but I was, into the, content creating scenes and stuff, more so just YouTube. But I mean, I did dabble in the Vine and stuff. But anyways, so she did get Vine. I don't even think it came out yet. But anyways, regardless, I'm jumping all over the place with this story. But no, so overall though, she created a YouTube channel. She said she made a video and she wanted me to check it out. She wanted me to give out advice or criticize the video and things. So anyways, I watched the video. Thought the video, it's one of those things where it's like, I'm not looking at this being a weird video because this is my friend that I'm watching, so I guess it wouldn't be any different if it was a random person that was all like, hey, I need advice on my first YouTube video. So yeah, and that's something where I'm like, I've never experienced that, but if somebody were to randomly come up to me and things and be all like, hey, can you give me some or I guess some criticism on this YouTube video that I made, I'm like, all right, cool, pull the video up, yeah, I got time. I took my watch off and I went to look at my wrist and my watch wasn't even there. I'm like, what am I looking at? But anyways, but no, the thing is this, it wouldn't, I guess with me, it's just like, it don't matter whether it's a stranger or whether it's a friend, I'm always going to be respectful to people. So yeah, if a person were to approach me and be all like, hey, can you criticize this video? And let's say it's like some drama crap, like let's say they starting some things, I would let them know, I'm like, hey, look, if you want my advice and this is advice that you want to follow, my best advice that I can give you is do not get involved in the drama scenes. All right. Like whoever this person is, let it go. All right, don't let this be something where it consumes you and it wastes your time. I'm just speaking from experience. There is times where I got into drama and it wasted my time. So I'm like, don't do that. But anyways, I was telling the story about my friend. But anyway, so I watched her video. And I think the only thing that I remember getting on her about, but it was like something that we were laughing about and things. It wasn't something that I was all like, oh no, that was the worst part of the video. That's something where I'm like, I'll never tell a person. I'm like, oh, this, especially if it's like a friend of mine. I'm like, that video was horrible. I'm like, no, that's something, and even if it was, still, I'm like, I wouldn't, but it wasn't a horrible video. I'm like, there's been numerous times where friends have approached me with their first YouTube videos. I just had it where it was a childhood friend of mine where he approached me with his first YouTube video, and it was of him working on a car. And I'm like, yeah, the thing is this, that's something that I was telling him prior before he even recorded that video, because he approached me beforehand and was all like, I'm thinking about getting into the YouTube scenes, and he wanted to do videos where he's working on cars. And I'm like, fam, I'm like, if there's people out there, because I'm like, I could just tell you right now, I know I've done videos where I've like worked on virtual cars and stuff. There's gonna be people out there looking for content where people are working on actual cars. So that's something where it's like, if you worried about like, oh, people might not be interested in that type of content, trust me, they are. And if not, like, let's say, yeah, you upload this video for the first time, I guarantee and I promise you, people will be, they will be interested in your content. I'm like currently trying to watch wrestling right now, because I'm like, they got some stuff going on. They got like a Shield 2.0 cutting up and things, but anyways, yeah, now I can turn my TV off and focus directly on this episode. But anyways, yeah, I was all like, no, what the friend though from school. So anyways, I remember we when she came to school the next day, I told her, I was all like, you know, if there's anything I could say about the video was good. Just blink more. Like, because that no blinking stuff, that freaked me out. And yeah, we were laughing about it, but that's, if anything, that's what it's gonna be like some criticism that me and you can both laugh about, you know. And if she would have felt a certain way, that I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, I didn't mean to offend you, I apologize, you know. But I'm saying, I'm like, even with me, it's like, I guess I just more so speak from experience of when I uploaded my first few videos. Yeah, it wasn't, I'll admit, like from the very, very first video I uploaded, not good quality. The very, very first video I did talking, not very good at, you know, I guess like how I talk now, where I'm like, I'm actually using my voice. Like back then, I would like whisper like this when I would do a video, because I didn't want a whole lot of people to hear me and things. But now I'm like, no, I'm using this my voice. I'm like, this is who I am outside of content creating and stuff. So yeah, but anyways, but yeah, overall, I was like, with that friend, I'm like, nah, you know, if you're expecting me to, I guess, criticize you in a negative way, I'm like, whether it's a stranger or a friend, that's just something that I don't do, you know. So yeah, it was like, you know, going back to that Just a Robot situation with his former friend Harley TBS. It's like, fam, this friend is criticizing you, and then you get mad about it. But it's okay if you, and let's say if Harley TBS were to upload a video worth criticizing, and Just a Robot wanted to add his 2 cents into it, I guarantee and I promise you he would. No. This is what he would do. He would definitely ask Harley TBS, like, oh, what could you do for me? Once when Harley had said nothing, then that's when he had been all like, oh, okay, well, overall, I'm going to I'm gonna make this video criticizing you and stuff. Just a robot. He's one of those people that you call a vulture. So yeah, that's why I'm like, you know, stuff like that. It's like, yeah, you gotta have respect for the friendship though. You know, it's like, it's just something where I think more people need to understand that, whether it's boundaries, whether it's what else, you know, just overall, just yeah, respect towards all aspects of that friend, you know, not just some areas and you feel like, oh well, I can invade these areas because that's when I'm used to invading. I'm like, yeah, if you do that with other friends, that's other friends. And that's something with me where I'm all like, you know, there's other friends where I'll have a certain sense of humor with them, but then there's friends where I'm like, they'll never see my sense of humor because I don't know what their sense of humor is. So I'm like, when I see what their sense of humor is, then I'm like, okay, that's the type of energy that I'm gonna bring to the table. But I'm not gonna bring my energy to the table unless they're like, hey, you know, I don't judge, I'm not this, I'm not that. Then I'm like, oh, okay, cool, you know, then I guess whatever. Well, I'm gonna start off small, and then I'm like, oh, they can take that type of sense of humor, cool. Then, you know, I'm like, I'm just gonna kind of just, you know, little like in case for those, because I'm like, that was a meme that I uploaded recently featuring the scene from the movie What About Bob. And I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna be taking baby steps into this friendship and things. But yeah, overall though, you know, but I'm still gonna have respect for that friend. I'm like, I ain't gonna say anything disrespectful or do anything disrespectful. And I'm like, that went from school, that went from just, you know, my personal life. I'm like, it could be a random stranger that I'm like, if I just see them frequently, I'm like, I got respect towards them. What else? Work, content creating. I'm trying to think. Yeah, it's like it don't matter what the situation is. I'm like, you know, it's something where I'm like, I know I'm not going to be worried about, did I offend this person or do something to this person because of whatever it is that I said or did. I'm like, nah, man. I'm going to sleep at night happy because I'm like, okay, I got good friends around me, good family around me. I'm like, I ain't got, absolutely nothing to worry about and things. But anyways, yeah, overall, I'm like, if there's somebody, and that's one thing about it, it's like, just talking to people out there, it's like, don't be afraid to check a friend, because you got some friends out there where it's like, yeah, they do want to say something disrespectful or do something disrespectful, and then, yeah, at times you are going to have to check a person. It's like, hey, relax. It's not that serious. You can calm down, all right? So, but yeah, don't be afraid to check friends. I guess if that ends the friendship, then yeah, so be it. It's like, it's one of those things where it's like, I'm not trying to, I guess, overall have it where it's like you can just disrespect me. Then, like as soon as I say something or check you, then it's like, oh, you getting too sensitive. I'm like, no, I'm just you invading a boundary where it's like you need to back off. Otherwise, I'm gonna say some things that's gonna be offensive towards you. And I just think back on the one time where it was, so me and this kid, we wasn't friends yet at the time. I remember it was that very next year though we ended up being cool with each other. But anyways. He made fun of my last name. My last name is Moss. He was all like, oh, your last name grows on trees and all this other stuff. So I'm not just to, I guess for privacy reasons, I'm not going to say his name, but I did crack a joke on his name. When I tell you guys, this kid lost his mind. All right. He flipped out. I have never seen a crash out like front row. Like it got pretty bad. All right. And it was something where I think, cause I remember when he made fun of my name, like no kids didn't laugh about it. They were just kind of looking at him confused, like, bro, where's this come from? Like, you just came from left field. Like, what are you doing right now? But when I started making fun of his last name, oh, the kids, they were at the table cracking up. So, and that was the thing, like the kids, they were laughing so loud, I didn't even hear him start crying. So he starts crying, and then all of a sudden he starts screaming, now I'm going to kill you. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And I'm looking confused. I'm like, okay, you started this and I finished it. Now I'm the problem. What sense does that make? And then, yeah, so the teacher had to come up, escort him up out the classroom and things. And I remember that whole year we didn't talk with each other. And then I remember when we finally, because me and him, we went to the same middle school and high school. And I remember when I think we were like on the bleachers or something, because it was like first day of school and it was like all sixth graders had to go to the gym for some assembly or whatever. So anyways, I remember I went to go sit down, sat kind of next to him and things. And then he said hi to me, and I was like, "Oh, hey, what's up, man?" And so then from there, it was like, "Nah, we were cool with each other." And then I remember at high school, we were walking home with each other. I'm saying it was one of those things. I remember the last time I seen him, he seen me outside walking. And so he just randomly offered a ride, and I'm like, okay, I'm some distance from. No, I think that's what it was, because I think I was going to the corner store, and so yeah, he seen me offer the ride. He went up to the corner store too, and then I remember he was bringing that up, because I was like, I have to say, since high school, I've gotten pretty quiet. Usually, I remember when I was in high school, I would be all up and down the streets yelling, being wild and stuff. Since then, I became very quiet. I'm honestly on like some like Batman behavior and things, where it's like it's just like I just be lurking in the shadows and stuff. But anyways, but no, he was bringing that up, and we were just kind of sitting down reminiscing about that and things. And it was like, man, it was good times and things. But yeah, he's somebody where I'm like, I would consider him like a close friend of mine. I would consider him a good friend, and he's somebody where I'm like, I got respect for him. I just remember the time, and just privacy reasons, but I remember he did kind of go through some stuff. And I was there for him. I remember when he approached me about it, he just asked me for a hug. And I thought he was playing around and stuff. So I was all like, hey, man, I'm like, go ahead, bring it in and stuff. But he started crying. And so then that's when I was like, oh, this is serious. I'm like, oh, something's going on. And so he explained it to me, and I was like, I was there for him. I let him know. I'm like, hey, bro, it's like it'll get better as the time goes on and things. But yeah, overall, though, I'm like, yeah, it's something where, it's like, but just that switch, though, where it's all like, I seen that it was on some serious stuff. I'm like, not pointing and laughing like, oh, bro, what you crying for? I'm like, man up, ha ha, you crying. Like, nah, bro, even when me and him, when we very first got into it and stuff, I just remember I was kind of like just sitting there shocked, like, okay, I came at you with the same energy, with, making fun of each other's last names, and I caused the problem. I'm like, man, I don't even get that. I didn't even get in trouble for it, because it was like, I think the other kids, is they did like kind of like vouch for me, and they say, yeah, he didn't even start it. It's like he's new to this school. It's like how is he gonna be the one? He don't even know nobody. It's like why he just randomly getting into it with people he don't know about and stuff. So. But, yeah, overall, I'm like, yeah, but it was like, as from that day forward, though, it's like me and him, we just had like a respect for each other's, friendship and things. But anyways, yeah, I'm like, there's a lot of people out there, though, where I'm like, I think they need to hear this episode, so they can, I guess, come tomorrow, they can respect the friendship in a way where it's like, oh, okay, yeah, it's like, I just gotta show respect towards people and things. Stranger, friend, family, it don't matter. It's like, you still just show, it shouldn't be on no stuff where it's like, oh, no, they gotta earn my respect. No, ain't nothing. The thing is this, just so I could talk on that real quick, when I hear people say stuff like that, I'm like, oh, okay, so you're pretty much giving me the green light to say something disrespectful towards you, because I just overall told you, I gave you guys an example of the last time I said something disrespectful. Well, not the last time. It was a time where I said it wasn't the last. It wasn't the first or the last. But overall, though, I'm like, yeah, I gave you guys an example of what I did when somebody came at me, dog, disrespectful, like. So I'm like, so you're giving me the green light? Is that a yes or a no? Because I mean, that's all I'm looking for. I'm not looking for any other answers. Are you giving me the green light to be disrespectful to you? Because if no, then I'm like, okay, then you need to approach me with that same energy. Otherwise, I'm not even going to ask you. And next time we have a conversation, you say something disrespectful, you best believe it's going to be like just straight rapid fire. I am going to roast you, and I'm not going to let up. I am going to get you to the point where you start crying. I'm going to get you to the point where you get upset. And I'm just going to sit back and be all like, man, look at what I just created. I created a D1 crash out, and I am happy about it, all right? So, yeah, it's one of those things where I'm like, people, they don't take my kindness for a weakness now. I'm like, because I definitely show you. I'm like, I'll go back to my old ways where I had a rebellious mindset. I listened to nobody, and I'm like, everybody could catch this disrespect. I'm like, because it's rated E for everybody, all right? So, yeah, it's just one of those things where I'm like, to avoid that, because I'm saying at the end of the day, they're being disrespectful to a person, you really don't know how they're going to react to it and stuff. So yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like, okay, I'm like, and there's been friends where I'm like, the first time they approached me, they said, well, yeah, it was that one friend, but it's like, there were friends, I like the one friend I always reference to, where I remember he approached me and another friend, and he's black, everybody was black involved, including myself, but I remember he approached us, and what did he say? He was like, what are you coons doing or something like that? I remember looking at him confused, because I was like, what just happened? Like, this is the first time where I've been called a name like that before. I'm like, what is going on right now? I'm like, sir, we might not be the same complexion, but you getting there in things. It's one of those things where it's like his complexion, like if it was a character customization thing, his complexion was like, it was before mine. I would say that I was darker, but yeah, his complexion was right next to me. So I'm like, sir, we fall in that same spectrum, but I seen that was his energy. So from there, I'm like, that's how we gonna approach each other. And but the thing is this though, we still had respect for one another. Yeah, we would say some like crazy racist things to each other, but that was just our sense of humor. But overall though, I can remember times like me and him, like we would be literally sitting in the classroom, like tears rolling down our faces, crying our eyes out. I'm saying from laughing so hard at just some of the videos we were watching, things that other kids was doing. Like I remember this one girl, her country accent just came up out of nowhere yelling at us and things. We busted out and started laughing about that, caused the girl to start laughing. It's one of those things where, yeah, it's like when you and a friend, and that's what I'm saying, like when you and a friend, when you guys just got a positive energy towards each other, usually it's a thing where it's like, a positive energy, it kind of like, it reflects, it hits other people, then they get hit with the positive energy and stuff. So I'm saying it's like, approach a friendship that way. But if not, then yeah, it's just gonna be a situation where it's like, yeah, you're gonna be in just a robot situation where you got your friends talking about you and stuff, and then it's like, dang, bruh, I'm like, it's like it could have been avoided, but overall it's like, nah, you didn't want to avoid it, you just went in for it, and then yeah, it ended up backfiring on you and stuff. So but anyways, with that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. Stay tuned for the next episode. Like, subscribe, viewing this on YouTube. Follow, subscribe, viewing this on the podcast streaming service. And peace.